Hello, my name's H. I'm calling you from my studio in Chicago. Welcome. I'm excited and looking forward to working with you and your other tap mates. I'll be seeing you on the 25th, but in the meantime, I'm sending you this video as obviously an introduction, but also I want you to collect some things for our workshop. So I'm going to go through that in this video today, and feel free, if you end up having any questions, you can contact Jesse or me, or we'll figure something out. But for the most part, just watch this, follow along, and do the best that you can. So we're making art, and that means that when we're making art, there's no wrong choices. So don't stress. This is all about having fun, exploring, and learning about our environments, which I'm sure with COVID, you've gotten way more acclimated to your environments than previously. I know I have. So anyway, so we're going to use some of that. We're going to use our environments. We're going to use objects that we find, and we're going to get to know each other and share space and share work and share ideas, because that's what we do, and that's what art is all about. So without further ado, here's going to be my tutorial, and again, really excited working with you, and can't wait to see what you come up with. All right, I'll catch you back in a second. Before we start talking about what objects I want you to collect, I want to discuss a little bit about the word aesthetic or personal aesthetic, because the way that you choose these objects, I want them to be based on your instinctual aesthetic. What does that mean? In front of you, I've got a picture of 4 mugs. Between these 4 mugs, there's a way that we can talk about them that have aesthetic value, and then there's an internal value, or something that we subscribe to the object based on our love of the object versus being attracted to the object. For example, let's start off with the All Things Considered mug. It's my wife's favorite mug. Not because of how it looks or because of how she holds it, but because it comes from NPR. Because we made a donation to that radio station. They gave us this mug as a gift, and so this mug we cherish and inherit. It's not a mug that I would select based on my personal aesthetic. Very highly designed object that has been created by somebody else. Similarly to the ceramic goblet, I was attracted to this goblet because of its color, because of its shape, because of its oddity. However, it's a handmade object, it's ceramics, and so it is imbued with the artist's aesthetic. If I put this mug in my work, I am directly referencing the hand that made it. Just as if I put the All Things Considered mug, I'm directly referencing the designer who created. The other 2 mugs, you'll notice the white mug, it has a chip in it and there's a crack. Those parts of the mug weren't assigned to them to elevate it in any way. And so by me selecting the chip mug as a sculpture item, I am telling you as the viewer that that chip and that crack are just as vital to the viewing of this object as the form itself. This mug, it's mass produced, which means there are a million just like it, but not this one because of the crack and the chip. When I say choose something based on its aesthetic or personal aesthetic, I'm referencing the chip mug because that is a choice that I'm making as an artist or as a designer, that this object, there's something visual about it that I'm attracted to. Similarly to the metal stainless steel mug, very generic. It's, again, mass-produced. There's nothing inherently special about it. There's no memory. There's no hand. However, the shininess, the heaviness, the coldness of the metal, there's something there that attracts me, that makes me want to work with the object. These are all personal aesthetic choices. So when you're choosing your objects, I really want you to consider, are you picking this object because of some kind of like internal drive that like your grandmother gave it to you? Because I want you to try and ignore that impulse. I want you to really hone in on like touch that thing, look at that thing, hold it, move it around. Do you like the color? Do you like the shape? Do you like the form? Do you like the way it sounds? Whenever you're selecting objects, go back to those surface level impulse feeling. Okay, time to work. We've got 5 things to identify. Try not to purchase them. Dig into the basement. Dig into the garage. Look in your closet. Maybe go dumpster diving with a buddy. Make conscious decisions on your objects. Don't have attachment to them, but they still should abide by your personal visual aesthetic. Anything that you choose, you're gonna have to let go. Do not pick that fork that's been handed down for 4 generations, okay? Pick the white plastic fork because it's white versus the black plastic fork that's black. Try not to make an object. Don't take some kind of material and form it into a cube. Just find the cube. They're out there. I promise you. And if you want to collect more than one object for each category, totally fine, but you need at least one. Space, a geometric form, a linear form, flat stock, and fruit. Okay, I'm going to break down each one. So we're going to start with space. When you tune in on Zoom to do our workshop, I want you in the space that you love, that it is your space, whether that is your bedroom or the living room in your house or your car or your favorite park or your buddy's garage, or you feel safe in it. And in that space, I need you to have access to a wall or a surface. We're basically creating an illusion of our own installation space, all right? So the image that you're looking at mine, this is my desk. I've got it pushed up against the wall. Or you can be on the floor. Maybe you really love your carpet. Just get yourself near, clean out a corner, clean out a little kind of 12 by 12 cube, okay? So find your happy space. With the geometric form, think about cylinders, spheres, rectangular prisms, cones, all right? In the image I have a roll of toilet paper. That's a cylinder. Amazon box, that's a cube. Long, linear. So anything that is 12 inches or longer, but think like 1/4 inch wide. Shoelace, an old power cord, wire that you find in the garage. Doesn't matter. Again, you can collect more than one thing if you want, but you need at least one. Try not to overwhelm yourself. So like don't end up bringing the whole kitchen sink with you, okay? We don't need 50 yards of this stuff. Flat stock. It could be a cut up old t-shirt, scrap fabric, newspapers, brown paper sacks. Drawing paper works if you have that, but don't rely on things, again, that have these kind of like commercial value or have been ascribed value. I want you picking based on your personal visual aesthetic. I want you to pick something because you like the way it feels, the way it looks, the way it moves. That's flat stock. And then finally, I want you to pick a fruit. This is the one thing that if you want to go out and purchase, then do it. I want you to pick a fruit that you feel represents you in whatever way you want to define that. Whether it looks like you, tastes like you, thinks like you, is your favorite color, something that you attach yourself to that fruit. So if you need to go out and buy a star fruit because that's the only thing you can be, then that's fine. Or if your mom always buys you a bundle of bananas and that's your jam, then take a banana off of your fruit bowl in the kitchen. It can be rotten, it can be brand new, it can be plastic, or just pick a fruit, free or purchased, but that fruit is that is going to be our keystone. Now that you have found your space, and at least one example of a flat stock, a linear stock, a geometric object, and a fruit, now you just need to assemble your tools. Anything around the house will work. Scissors, X-Acto blades. If you got a handheld drill, great. If not, don't worry about it. Any kind of hardware that you want to play with, or some tape, maybe glue. Just pile up anything that is going to allow you to manipulate the materials that you have brought together. Again, like, super excited to meet you and to work with you all. I know the world is real and things have been nuts. And so I really want us to be able to share with each other, share space, share objects, share things, share interests, share ideas, and connect, even from Chicago to Dallas-Fort Worth, okay? This is really about making work and being present with each other. So thank you and enjoy. Blooper.